Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's full review, Audi A4 Allroad Quattro coming in a few moments. We'll go any further in the review. Special thanks to Porsche Inter Auto here in Zagreb, their Audi dealership, for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. Welcome back everybody. In today's full review, 2023 Audi A4 Allroad Quattro 40 TDI model, 204 horsepower, mated to an automatic transmission. Today, of course, we will go through all exterior, interior details. Of course, we will check the practicality because this is a very useful, family-friendly premium estate. And of course, we will check the infotainment system. But let's go and check the exterior design with the front end. Quick info on this particular model. This one is finished in gorgeous Manhattan gray exterior paint. If you do remember, and if you watch my channel regularly, you know that I've had Audi Q5 on a full review a couple of weeks ago. I will put the link in the description below if you want to check that video. So let's start with the headlights. As you can see in front of me, we have a full LED technology, daytime running lights, headlights, and of course we have LED turn signals. You will see a little bit more of that later in the video. In the lower area below headlights, we have washers. These are always handy when I see it on a new vehicles, because if you have, let's say, snowy weather and you travel a lot, these are very useful, especially in the winter months. Below the washers for your headlights, you have some parking sensors, and below that you have your fog lamps. As you can see, this lower area is finished in that some type of chrome effect element, and here in the center we have a big Audi logo, Quattro lettering here on a passenger side with the license plate in the middle, and of course more of those parking sensors here in the front. Now moving here on a passenger side profile, it's getting a little bit interesting, because now you can clearly see this is not a regular A4 estate. This is all-road version, a little bit higher suspension, and as you can see, you have those SUV type, let's say, plastic material on your wheel arches, and of course it will prevent your paint for the rock chips if you go a little bit of off-roading. These plastic parts are actually very useful, and we see it on many SUVs today, because this is something that will give you some confidence to go a little bit of off-roading, which of course with this model with 204 horsepower and of course famously know Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive, you definitely can. Just a word or two about wheel design. These are gorgeous Audi alloy wheels. Particularly on this model, sits on a Continental tires, 18-inch in diameter. On the door design, more of that plastic protective material, and in the lower area, similar material like we saw on a front-end design with a cool Quattro lettering. Here in the back, we have tinted rear windows, always handy and useful practical solution for a summer months. And around all these windows, we have more of that chrome luxurious element, something similar like we saw on a grille design. And now you can see the rear end, or actually these last 3/4 of a Audi A4 Allroad Quattro. On a passenger side, we have a fuel filler cap, a little bit of some type of, let's say, spoiler here in the back with a rear wiper, and of course on the roof we have shark antenna. In front of me, big Audi logo with a license plate below. On a passenger side, Allroad Quattro lettering, and here on a driver side, A4. Some useful and practical features here in the back, of course, are these rear parking sensors, and above license plate we have a rear parking camera. Just a quick and final look of this driver side profile. Of course, everything is absolutely the same as the passenger side. The only difference, we had fuel filler cap on a passenger side. Now you can see that classic estate form, a little bit higher from the ground up. It's the end of my full exterior walk around this 2023 Audi A4 Allroad Quattro 2-liter TDI diesel engine, 204 horsepower, mated to an S-tronic automatic transmission. And definitely, if you are on the market for a luxury or premium family car and you don't want an SUV, this is something that you really want to consider, and let me know in the comment section what you think about the exterior design of this particular model. Now let's check the practicality, starting with a boot space. So if you want to open the boot on a Audi A4 Allroad Quattro, below the Audi badge you have rubber lever and it opens automatically. And when you open the boot space, this is what you get. Official number is 495 liters of boot space. Let's start this boot space review with the doors. I'm about 184 centimeters. This is way higher than me, so there is no chance that I would hit my head on this plastic cover. Useful and premium feature here in the back, we have LED lamp. Let's just quickly examine the boot space. Here on a driver's side you have this lever so you can easily fold your rear seats, some useful shopping hooks, LED light here on a driver's side, and of course LED light on a passenger side, similar like on a driver's side, shopping bag hooks with this useful lever so you can easily recline your rear seat. Some practical nets here on a passenger side and on a driver's side. You can now see that we can easily split the rear seats individually, and of course there is some extra storage underneath this textile material. Overall, huge boot space, great design, and some really practical and premium features like electronically operated tailgate. Now let's go and check the rear seats practicality. Welcome to a rear seat of a Audi A4 Allroad Quattro. Before I go and sit on these seats, let's just quickly examine the door design. Now, being an Audi, we have great material quality. Even here in the back and on a upper area we have some soft material, and below that we have a real metal door handle with some gloss black speaker. More of that aluminum effect we have here in this middle area. Here on this section where you will put your elbow, of course everything is so soft, so you will have no problem to travel here. You have also storage for, let's say, 1 liter bottle. Before I go and sit on this rear seat, I will put this passenger front seat on my ideal, let's say, position, because I'm about 184 centimeters, so you will see how much knee and legroom I do have. Welcome from a rear seat, this Audi A4. As you can see, we have a black roof lining, always something special for me at least. It always reminds me of something premium and luxurious. In front of me, this is my this is actually passenger front seat for, let's say, my ideal sitting position. This is my knee room, and of course this is my foot room. Forehead, I have also a couple of centimeters to spare, so there will be no problem to travel here in the back. 2 air vents here on a center tunnel, and you can choose your own temperature. In front of me you have this plastic material, plastic cover behind the driver and passenger seat with these useful nets. These are great because you can always put your stuff behind your seats, like some tablets or some papers, and this plastic material is very durable, so if you have kids in the back, this won't get damaged. In the back you also have a rear armrest with, of course, 2 cup holders, so if you want to travel, let's say, with the 2 adults, there will be no problem at all. In great comfort, travel many kilometers or miles with this Audi A4. Now let's go and check the passenger front seat. Go and sit on a passenger front seat. Just a quick info or update. You can clearly see now this plastic protective material follows its design on a rear doors. Very cool and of course useful thing. When you want to open the door, you have this plastic protective cover here in the back and in the lower area. Also cool feature about this Audi A4 is actually its door handles. As you can see, you pull it but a little bit in the up, so this is something relatively strange but very cool and interesting design. These are passenger front door design, great materials as in the back, even more storage in the lower area. Now let's go and check these front seats. Let's talk a little bit about this seat design. As you know, probably if you have watched my earlier Audi reviews. I'm a huge fan of this type of seats because you have this Alcantara or some type of fabric material on a center part and of course in the lower area, but you have this luxury leather material here on these outside elements. And useful feature if you travel many kilometers or miles, as you will probably do with this Audi A4, is when you can extend the lower part for your seat. Welcome from a passenger front seat, this 2023 Audi A4 Allroad. In front of me, great design and great materials, huge center air vent with a cool Quattro lettering, and more of that aluminum effect as we saw on a door design. And on the outside, let's just quickly examine the glove box. Of course, premium slow opening with a textile cover in it. Now let's go and check the driver's seat and the infotainment system. Welcome from a driver's seat, this Audi A4. In front of me, one of the coolest looking digital dials, and here on a center area infotainment system. On the left you have air vents and all your controls for your headlights. Great design of a Audi steering wheel. These are all physical buttons. Behind the steering wheel you have minus and a plus because this is an automatic transmission. In this center area you have your air vents with some climate control in this middle area. Here there is a USB charging port with a start-stop button and two cup holders. More of the useful features and useful storage here in front of this S-tronic gear lever, which by the way looks absolutely stunning. In the back there is center armrest with extra storage underneath and charging port. Just a quick word or two about this center infotainment system. This is all touchscreen. There are some useful shortcuts here on a far left. You have your radio, media, phone, vehicle status, something like that, also phone apps. There is also a navigation shortcut if you do have it. This particular model doesn't have it, but the overall usability, it's great. It's a very big screen, and it's actually very responsive, and you have that click when you press something. I don't know how much you can hear, but it's actually very usable infotainment system. Just a final look on the interior, this Audi A4 Allroad Quattro. We will now go and check the turn signals. So these are the turn signals here in the front. As you can see, full LED technology. Now let's go and check side profile. Here on a door mirrors, of course, LED turn signal, and here in the back, dynamic LED turn signals. Now, before I go and finish this full review of this Audi A4 Allroad Quattro, in front of us, as you can see, there is another A4 Allroad Quattro with the same 2-liter 204 horsepower engine. The main difference is actually this one is finished in Mythos Black and it sits on a 19-inch alloy wheels. Let me know in the comment section which model would you choose. So this is the end of my full exterior, interior and practicality review of this 2023 Allroad Quattro 2-liter TDI diesel engine, 204 horsepower, mated to an S-tronic automatic transmission. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this particular model, and of course special thanks to Porsche Inter Auto here in Zagreb, their Audi dealership, for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and wish you all a very nice day.